Hi, my name's Chris. I'm from the SpyCameraCCTV team, and today we're going to be looking at troubleshooting problems with wireless. To give you a bit of background on ourselves, we've been selling wireless cameras actually from day one. It was the very first products we started selling. A couple of them are still going actually. This is our bird box camera for people to watch the birds during the spring. A neat little camera. We also sell these little infrared cameras, which are great, low cost, and really do the job nice and quick. And then lastly, we sell a lot of equipment where we can transmit the signal up to 150 meters using these ones. So before we go anywhere with the troubleshooting on this, one of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that these wireless cameras are actually 100% wireless. What you do need to remember with wireless before you make any decisions on it is you still need to get power to both the camera and the transmitter, and also to the receiver on the other end. The part that's wireless is the bit between the camera and the receiver. Since we started, the advent of Wi-Fi, everyone's got Wi-Fi now, mobile phones, baby monitors, well, basically you name it, anything that's Wi-Fi in your house or wireless will be using probably the 2.4 GHz bandwidth, and it's a free or license-free bandwidth, and it basically means that we can use it without having to pay a license fee, and also you can use it without having to pay a license fee. Now, because there are a lot of wireless devices around, some of the symptoms that we tend to suffer selling video equipment is that you'll find that the picture will distort, so you'll get either a shaky picture or a line that will move up and down the picture, and obviously that's not particularly desirable when you're trying to record a CCTV image. There are two types of 2.4 cameras now. We have our analog cameras, and they will transmit up to, say, 50 meters in a clear line of sight. But as soon as you put a wall in between, you will find that that distance will reduce dramatically. On the other side of things, and quite a recent thing, is a thing called 2.4 digital wireless. And we would expect, in perfect conditions, that you'll get around 150 meters with one of our digital transmitters. So what can you do to improve your chances of getting a good wireless signal? I'm just going to go through 5 or 6 pointers now, just to help you to find things that might trip you up. The first thing that you can do, probably the most important, because this is the thing that interferes the most, is have a look for some Wi-Fi networks in the area. Now you can either grab your phone, I've got one here, or an iPad or any kind of tablet, or in fact your laptop. Quite often, if you're in a residential area, you'll find that there's 2 or 3 that will be around. If you do a scan and you find 4 or 5 networks, you'll probably find that with your analog cameras, maybe 1 or 2 of them will suffer from a tiny bit of interference. And if you do a scan and you find 8 or more networks, I would definitely not consider wireless with an analog camera. Moving on, the second thing that you can do is really to do with the placement of the camera. Quite a lot of buildings now have insulation in the walls, and you might even find that even though your walls are quite thin, they've got reflective surfaces inside the walls, and of course that's going to bounce the signal off. One thing we do advise is if you've got your camera and where you want to place it, just get someone to hold it in place, and you might find, quite strangely, that if you're not getting a signal here, but you move it 4 or 5 or 2 foot to the right, you might find that the camera then works fine. One of the other considerations is the difference between, say, an analog camera and a digital camera. Basically, digital is a touch more powerful, will get a slightly greater distance. The camera pairs with the receiver, and therefore you get a cleaner, crisper signal and a better connection between the two. As part of that, you do get, on most digital cameras, the signal is encrypted. So once the camera pairs with the receiver, there is no way that you can intercept that signal because they're encrypted and married up or paired between the two of them. Lastly, with digital, they use more channels. So with the analog cameras, you only get about 4 channels across the spectrum, and with digital, you get around 13. And so there's more opportunity to get a better connection between the camera and the receiver. Finally, the fourth point, really, if you can run a cable to a camera, we really would recommend it. Not only does it cost you normally around £100 extra to run or to have a wireless camera or to turn a wired camera wireless, it just means that you will never ever have any issues. There's less components to go wrong, and also the cable does give you the best quality image. So there's a few hints and tips on how to manage and use wireless cameras better. If you want any more information or any advice from our team, of course, you can visit our website, www.SpyCameraCCTV.com, and on there you'll find lots of helpful videos and support videos for our products. Alternatively, you can, of course, give us a ring, and one of our sales team will be able to advise you and help you through. Thanks for watching today.